And good evening, everybody. Welcome to I swear, English is my first language.
We
Good
play
evening,
Dungeons and
everybody.
Dragons.
Welcome to tonight's episode of Crit Test Dummies, episode 2 of our new arc, Chronicles of Ghaistala. We're playing in the world of Supers and Sorcery. This is a independently written source book done by Daylight Productions that can be found on drivethroughrpg.com. Again, this is from Supers and Sorcery. When last we left off, episode 1, we met 3 miners in Asha Mining Corporation on the world of Ghaistala. Ebby, a Kalistar woman that was seeking something and not really well suited to mining. Echo, a tall Goliath of a man, literally, and Henry, the only lifelong miner of the group. And on a typical shift, they were visited. Well, Ebby was visited by a little phantom cat. Seeing it as something possibly from her visions that led her to the mind in the first place, she and the group chased it down into the further depths of the mines, where they encountered Shaw and a bunch of angry shadows that almost killed all of them. Continuing to investigate now as a foursome, they discovered a secret area down in the 9th deepest level of Asha Mine, discovering a cavern with these odd black crystals not found elsewhere in the mine. They each drawn to different ones as they're exploring before coming into apparently an experimentation chamber where they found a dead colleague on a table with one of these crystals next to them, and were greeted by a floating skeleton that called itself the Design of Madness. Upon dispatching the skeleton, there was a soft, gentle "Thank you. It was rather annoying." And with that, we are going to start tonight's episode of Chronicles of Ghaistala. Stepping out of the shadows as the dust clears from this adventure, as you're all coming to grips with what just happened. 3 of you, Ebby, Echo, and Henry, apparently gaining new powers from these crystals before and during this fight, have to put that to the side for a moment as this figure approaches. Looks to be a older dwarf male, slicked back, almost oily black hair, tightly braided beard, dark marks under his eyes. Henry, the one longest in these mines. You would recognize him as Domul Asha, the CEO of Asha Mining Corporation, also known to be a sadistic bastard.
Am I seeing this right?
Now then, you 4 are interesting, and you've done me a bit of a favor. That one, and he just holds his hand out, and you see this like oily slick start to spread over his hands before shooting out and blasting the skeleton of this thing that you just fought, scattering the bones further across the ground of this underground laboratory. Had about outlived his usefulness anyways. You 4 shouldn't be here, though. So what am I to do with you?
Same goes for you, mate. I haven't seen you in a while.
And who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't know. I'm one of your workers. Surprise, surprise.
Who's that, Henry? I've never seen him around.
I know.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Hello, geezer.
Your boss. Now, I could just kill you all. Would tie up some loose ends. But if you're able to do that so easily, it might actually require some resources. Would you prefer to be useful instead?
Depends.
On what?
You offer.
Offer is quite simple. Let's see here. We have a flying cat thing looking over towards Ebby and seeing you and your kind of transformed beast shape of this large, almost bear-sized cat with wings and crystalline feathers going up the legs. Turns towards Henry. After seeing you blast this thing with powers reminiscent of what he's capable of. Staring at the large Goliath. And then turning towards the mask-covered face of Shaw. How much do you want to be paid? If I'm going to use you, I'll pay you for it. And some jobs pay more than others.
You just us. Why would I want to work for you?
You already work for me.
Okay, I quit.
Money?
No, I have no interest in money.
Okay. Fair enough. As I said, you're loose ends. I can't keep you around. But you're also strong enough to be annoying to get rid of. If you don't wish to work for me, it's quite simple. I'll give you 2 gold each. And you go away. You leave the mines tonight. I never hear from you again. And if I get a whiff of a masked man or a flying cat getting in the way of my operations, well, I'm sure you have friends here that you wish to protect.
Well,
Henry,
if I were leaving, I would be taking my mother with me. After that,
Oh, you have
do
a
whatever.
mother here. Yes, I'm sure you would want to protect her.
Henry,
No. You misheard me. I pay you 2 gold each, and you leave tonight.
Hey, Henry, is 2 gold a lot?
How about you keep your gold and let me and my mother leave?
That's not an option.
Then I'm afraid we don't have a deal.
How much for his mother?
I'm sorry?
How much does his mother cost? I'm willing to, I have no use for gold. I don't even know how much gold is.
You need to speak up there. Patrick, I'm having mic issues with you again.
Can you hear me now?
It's breaking a little bit, but I got the gist of it. So, are you asking to buy his mother's freedom?
That's what it takes. I have no use for this gold. I don't even know how much it is worth. I have
How
no
much do you
point
have?
of reference. I have nothing, but I don't need anything, so it's rather pointless to me.
So you have nothing to trade.
Well, you want us to do something, isn't that what you just said? And you want to give us 2 gold to go away otherwise. I think we have something to trade.
My dear sir, ma'am, cat, how are you speaking? You are fascinating.
I assume I beam this telepathically into his head.
That is a neat trick. As I said, it's easier. I could just kill you all right now. I mean, that one, and looks over towards Echo. Big as he is, looks like he's barely standing.
I step in front of Echo.
Oh, so
Hey,
noble.
there's 4 of us and 1 of you. You really think you could take us?
Yes,
Can I insight check to see,
Go for
can
it.
assess his danger or something? How powerful he seems? 19.
19. With a 19, there was a demonstration of power at the very beginning when he just casually blasted the remains of the necromantic being that you fought previously. So he definitely has some strength, and he is utterly confident in himself.
Seems about right.
Shah's been very quiet and sort of turns around and has actually got a face now. It's a very normal human-looking face, and just says very quietly, "What's the job?"
2 options. First one pays more. Naturally. As I'm sure if you're all workers for me, you've heard rumblings of a union that's been trying to form. As amusing as it is, it's also problematic. Find the leader of this union and convince them to stop, however necessary, and permanently. 50 gold each.
How much was that? 15 or 50?
50, 5-0.
I kind of look over to Henry and I say, I could really use the money.
Mate, 50 is more than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah,
Same here.
especially for you, Henry. 50 gold is probably more than a year's worth of salary for you.
Kind of more important for me to get out, though, to be honest.
Ooh, 50 of this gold. Nice.
What stops us to join the union?
Well, if you don't follow through on your end of the deal, I know you have a mother somewhere. And if that means just going through every mother until I find her, oops.
Must be bad for business, eh?
A question.
Does it seem like we're short on workers right now? We can always find more. And accidents do happen so often down here.
A question, sir.
As he says that with the accident, I give him a very dirty look.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
A question, sir. Why does someone so powerful find it so hard to find one lone person?
Quite frankly, I haven't bothered yet.
And why pay us instead of looking for him yourself?
Oh, don't get me wrong. Whoever took care of the job would be paid. Naturally, it is a job. You're here. You're powerful. You can take care of it.
What's the other job?
Recruitment. There's a woman, a Professor Posen, in Beacon. I need her for my own purposes. Simply go to Beacon, find her, bring her back.
How much are we getting paid?
25 each. Upon her safe return.
One question, would 50 gold be enough to pay off my family's debts?
50 gold would be probably not to pay them off fully,
Right.
but would, oh boy, certainly make a dent.
Yeah.
So, what'll it be?
Peter, could I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
To you, not to.
Okay, yes, DM question.
Based on some, because I can't quite remember. Well, I've got it written down, but I can't remember from my own personal recent history. Do I know anything about the Union?
Your dealings in this town have mostly been directly with the Asha family. Not so much the Union. You would probably have a good idea where to start looking.
And does my affiliate organization have any opinion?
Not that you would know immediately offhand.
Okay. So actually, I think from my perspective, a job to sneak around a bit and find out some information is a positive. Okay. All right.
So, Mr. Asha,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 50 gold thing sounds nice and all. If you... how about 50 gold, mine, and my mother's freedom, and we have a deal. As you said, it's always easy to find new workers.
You seem to misunderstand something. You're quite young. Like I've said, you're all a fairly powerful group. Make a persuasion check. I want to see something before I finish this.
Oh, come on, I have a +5.
9. Yeah. Well, 9.
9.
Let me spell this out for you. I can see you're not used to these types of dealings. You don't get to leave with her. She stays here in case you and your shiny new powers decide to interfere down the road.
I say to Henry telepathically, so only he can hear.
Mhm.
Fuck this guy. Let's free your mother.
Can I respond to that?
As an action, you can, sure, for the next hour.
Yeah, I respond telepathically. I have no intention of working for this asshole. Just trying
That
to...
makes 2 as well. Nice.
I don't really know what I'm doing anyway.
Let's pretend to take the deal, and then we'll figure something out. I don't think he can be reasoned with.
Is there a way? I mean, I sort of make a gesture at the 3 of you. Like, is there a way we can maybe just talk over there without him hearing?
If you wish to discuss for a moment, please feel free to do so.
It's like, well,
Yeah, okay, mate. Could you turn around and plug your ears or something?
No, but you're free to go over to the previous chamber, wherever you wish.
okay.
Oh, keep an eye on him while we talk.
So, if you hadn't figured it out already, I've been gathering some information in the mind.
Ah, you have a face.
I have many faces. This is just one of them.
Oh, right, yes, yeah, you are changeling. Sorry, I forgot.
If you say so.
What is a changeling?
I don't know. He keeps saying these words. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not common where I'm from, but they change their faces sometimes. Doesn't matter.
I've been gathering information. It occurs to me that I don't know what your aims are, but actually working for him and maybe using it as an excuse to have access to other information, and then if and when we decide to tell him what he wants to know, maybe we don't, maybe we do, but in the meantime we kind of get privileged access to find things out. Could be useful.
Here's the thing. What he's proposing sounds a lot like somebody innocent dying, so I don't really want to do that.
Just because we find out who the person is doesn't mean we tell him.
That's a good point, mate. Look, yeah. I mean, if there is a union, the last thing I want to do is undermine that.
Same here.
I have to consider my family, though.
Same here. Actually, guys, I can't afford to lose this job in the mines. As sucky as it might be, I have to work here to pay off my family's debt.
How much?
Okay.
How much money are we talking about?
Like 100 gold, maybe?
Well, you can have my 50.
Wait, Echo, think about that. If we can somehow maybe join forces with that union person. I don't know how that works. I don't even know what the union is really, but it seems to be really getting under his skin. So maybe that could be a way for us to get out of this without paying anything.
Or we go and find this woman instead. It's a bit vague, but excuse to go and see the big city. Have any of you seen the big city?
I haven't been there in ages.
There's a big city?
Yeah.
Yeah, what she said.
Roar, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Me?
Yes.
Wisdom. I don't have advantage. Oh my god.
Natural one.
This is going
Okay,
so
as you work,
well.
continue.
Well, I've said my piece. What do you want to do?
I say we do either or. I'm both sound good, but with regards to what we talked about, I say this telepathically, like because I'm still in animal form.
I would say that we take the job on the surface, and then should we find that union person, we see what's what. I don't really want to give her over to him. Seems wrong to me.
It does.
You mean
But
on the
but-
surface? You mean above ground, or I don't understand. Like, I said telepathically, he might be listening.
I respond telepathically. We take the job. Pretend to take the job. And I say out in the open, yeah, definitely take the job. It's the best deal we could ever get.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Henry, wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, shit.
Nine.
9 again.
9.
9.
Okay, good to know.
I just say he doesn't seem like a person you want to cross.
Oh, he seems like exactly the kind of person I want to cross.
Good point. I mean, with these new powers, I bet we could take him.
Not sure about that, but I don't know. He's some sort of big guy, yeah? I don't know. He seems just like a big giant asshole.
He's old, man. I think I could take him without my powers, mate.
Maybe calm down there a little bit, but
No, I know.
I don't know.
It's gotten a bit over my head with these new toys to play with. It's quite
Sometimes
exciting.
taking down a figure of power is best done when they think you're alongside.
I guess so. In that case, let's take the job.
I'm not nearly intelligent enough for all of this.
Which job?
The first one, it pays more.
Okay.
I mean, 50 gold is 50 gold, mate.
True that. Would make a lot of difference to my family.
If he's willing to fork over that much, maybe he can be persuaded to pay even. I mean, I have no need for this gold, but maybe you said you do, Echo, right? Maybe he would agree to 60. Who doesn't agree to 10 more? He seems rich.
Does he look like the guy who would give more than what he stated? I don't think so.
I
Okay,
just
maybe
ask
we
him.
say 50, but we'll just not do a good job then.
I'm not sure you would appreciate that. Just would make things a bit more complicated, I feel like. I think we just take the deal and see what happens.
Okay.
All right. I would say never take the first offer, but sure, what do I know?
Let's try negotiating. What's the worst that can happen? Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should try. We should try.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Do you want me to talk, or do you want to talk to someone else?
You talk.
stride confidently back over to him. It's like, we have agreed to your first job, but we would like 60 each.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion isn't that high, but we'll give it a go. And actually,
Can I help him? Just
No.
standing behind him.
remember I have this add 1d4 if that ends up being
Okay.
a matter. It didn't matter with that last roll, but
Not going to save a natural one. 17.
So, it might be worth adding an extra d4 just.
Yeah,
in
go
case.
ahead.
20 then.
Nice.
Nice one.
Duh. 60 each. Why not?
Then we have a deal, and I pull out a gloved hand with like a pair of white gloves and.
Yes, we do. And he turns to look at you, Henry. Pulls out looks like just a little bit of oil that he slicks over his fingers. Rubs them over his fingers, and as he looks at you, what'd you say your mother's name was again?
Gertrude.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Fuck.
2.
Oh,
Okay.
Natural 1? Seriously?
Like I told you, boy, I can take care of myself. You said your mother's actual name is Matilda, correct? I'm asking you as a player.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking myself. Lovely. Well, so as you respond with Gertrude, he looks at you for a second. I look forward to seeing you back here in, let's say, 48 hours. Name, and either evidence that the leader has been taken care of, and turns towards you, Shaw. And I trust you at the very least understand what that means. Or evidence that they will cease their operations. And looks at you, Henry. Or I shall be paying a visit to Matilda.
I make like a step forward.
Oh, child. You're big. Don't be dumb. 48 hours. Tao? That's your cue to leave.
Let's go to the miners in disgust. Whatever it's called. I'm sure
There's not really an inn. The only real gathering point is the company store.
As we walk back, I say, "What's with this? Is he always like this?"
Oh, you don't want to know, mate.
What you would know about him is just his reputation for being sadistic. He's only really seen in the camp, and Henry, you would know all of this. And Echo, you would have heard whispers of this as well. He's only really seen in the camp when somebody has done something that deserves to be punished. And he seems to relish being the one to carry out said punishment.
I think I might have been on the receiving end of that. At one time or another.
Potentially.
I relate
More
that to
serious
the
things.
To the party.
Like lashes to the point where the person may or may not survive at the end of it.
Oh, okay, that much. Okay, that's not my...
Yeah, no, we're not talking, oh, you've skipped out on a shift. Ooh, yeah, not that.
Well, I stole a thing or two. I'm not quite sure if I actually was caught before or not. I would leave that up to you.
So.
But yeah, I tell that to the party, and this guy's a right cunt.
Yeah, he seems really mean. I mean, he must have had a bad childhood or something. I mean,
It's just damn capitalist. Sorry.
Mama.
Yes, he's not very nice. Yeah.
you'd think that for a rich guy like him, he would have better skin.
That seems to be a theme in all these books I read. The bad guys never seem to be the best looking.
That's a sweet
Appears to be.
generalization.
But all is fiction in those books.
Well, what time is it now?
So as you make your way out of the mine, and it is you're on the bottom level, so the 9th level down, and kind of in a back secret area of it. So it takes you a good probably half an hour at least, and after everything you've been through, probably closer to 45 minutes to make your way out of the mine. At this point in the day, it is middle of second shift, so it's sunset towards nightfall.
By the way, what did he mean when he said cat?
I don't. What?
He said I look like a cat.
You kind of do. Oh, you did.
Huh?
I don't know. Are you still in your form?
Oh shit.
Pretty cool, actually.
My posture. I'm an animal.
Is that you? To you as well.
Wait, is that the Sphinx form or is that another form? Okay.
No, that's the Sphinx, like very big flying cat.
Nice one.
Yeah.
But since I don't have a mirror or never did that, so I don't know.
So
That's pretty nice.
I guess I try to like morph back into a Kalashtar.
And with a thought, you shift back to your normal form. The exception of there's now etched in your leather jacket feathers that seem to glow with almost a crystalline light. And as you
Same as
take a look at it,
my fingernails, yeah.
Yep. And as you take a look at it, you notice that your fingernails are also turned into almost crystal claws.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, on the way up, I'm also gonna just try out some of my powers a little bit. I Eldritch blast the walls a little bit, making sure I'm not hitting anything that's of structural importance.
Make an intelligence check, please, just for shits and giggles.
That's gonna be good.
Basically, don't roll 1. 16. Yeah, you're fine. You find quiet areas where you're not going to attract attention and things that are more structurally sound, and just think for a moment you're able to summon more of those almost light violet colored flashes that impact the walls at various places.
That looked so cool. I try to concentrate on doing something with my hands too, and I'm like, and one produces a flame. Wow! And the other one, there's a little globe that basically looks like the sun, and a few clouds form, and some leaves drop down to the ground.
Seeing that, I also tried to do something with my hands, but nothing comes out of it.
No,
And you go into a rage.
I'm so sorry. You must have gotten a bad crystal.
Seems like it.
Aren't you? I think.
You do notice, Echo, that while they were almost glowing during the fight with this pale blue light, you now have these black markings over your face, and as you hold your hands out, you notice it goes down the back of your palm as well.
I look at my markings and those look pretty cool. And I kind of show them off to the group.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not dirt.
It is a little hard to see underneath the dirt and the dust, but they're there.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Man?
By the way, they were glowing earlier. I saw them during the battle, and they were glowing very brightly.
Really? I don't remember anything from that battle.
You kicked some ass, mate. Definitely.
one.
Yeah, it was intense. Like we haven't really talked about what happened back there.
What about you, Mystery Man? What's your things? And I point to Raw.
I'm all about disappearing and striking when people don't expect it. I would show you, but then I would have to kill you.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Nice one. Ooh. All right, mate. So, we seem to be in a bit of a pickle, eh?
Not really. We have a job. We have options.
I tell you right now, he wants us to kill this man or woman. I will not do that, and I will try to do the opposite, rather.
I agree with you. Let's solve
I
the first
agree.
problem first. Let's find them.
We have to
And
be smart about this, stealthy.
I agree.
We shouldn't
Any of you
let
have,
it on that we intend to double cross him.
Do any of you have,
Mr. Changeling.
Do any of you have sources of information?
Do I?
You mean like a book?
Certain books? Maybe books of receipts and comings and goings? Is that kind of book you mean?
Oh,
Like a logbook?
Pete, do I maybe know someone who I could talk to?
About like
That guy, I always make fun of his name. That's like, oh, we're always late. He must have a logbook of sorts.
Oh,
Mhm.
I would love to.
There is a front office where you know that you will check in at the start of your shifts, and you all check out, and that's also where they go over the ledger of the weight of all of the coal that you brought up, and pay you accordingly from that as well.
Do
What's his
I-
name again? Terrence?
Terrence was
Terrence,
his actual
right.
Definitely
name.
Terry.
Terry. Yeah. Terry.
Do I know any
Jerry, was
unsavory
it?
types
Yeah.
around?
What was that, Luke?
Sorry, do I know any unsavory types around who perhaps could supply me with some information on the cans?
I will tell you, Henry, union members are not unsavory necessarily.
This is true.
I didn't say that. I mean, just in general, someone who knows stuff, not necessarily about the union.
Make a perception check, please. We'll call this an awareness check of how oblivious you are to the comings and goings of your town.
Could I make a history check instead?
No.
All right. That's a 1. 2 minus 1.
You know, ever since your dad died, you've been so focused on yourself and your work and your friends like Echo that anything really beyond that bubble just didn't register.
Fair enough.
I think we should maybe go to the community store. What's the name of the girl again?
Winnie the
Winnie.
Noble.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I like Winnie. Maybe we
Right.
can.
Winnie seems like she knows a lot of stuff. We should maybe ask her about it.
I have some sources I could also tap.
Oh yeah. What's your connection to
Sources.
this whole thing anyway?
Well, seeing as we now all seem to be in this together, I have been keeping an eye on unusual materials in this mine.
So you're working for that dwarf dude, Asha. Asha?
Oh, well, I mean, as a cover, sure.
Mate, I don't blame you.
No.
You know, people gotta make their money somehow.
Unusual material. You mean like this? I present the paraguide that I found.
Yes, just like that, actually.
That is something definitely that you're aware comes from this mine. It is not what you've been aiming at. You're just to jump in real quick. The black crystals that you found deep underneath.
Oh,
That's what you're keyed to.
And that's
Very
not
We all
nice.
have
paraguide.
those, right? We all have one of them.
As you're thinking of your crystals and all that, you reach for yours and it's not there.
And the first one that I grabbed earlier.
You gave that one to Henry, I believe. And as you ask about it,
Okay. Yeah. True.
Henry, that crystal's not there anymore either.
So it's part of us now.
I look inside my pockets, and the crystal
Nothing.
is nowhere to be found.
Mhm.
Fascinating. Yeah, there is an unusual substance coming out of this mine. Really know what it is. It's only ending up in certain places. But
It seems to be magic.
maybe, maybe not. It's bothering enough of us. We wanted to look into it. Which is why maybe if we find this union leader and help them instead, this could be interesting. This company has corrupted this area too long, finding a weakness to poke and exacerbate. Could be interesting.
I understand it's not me.
Mr. Changeling, can you just make your face look like anyone?
Not just my face.
You look like me. Whoa. That is weird, mate.
About this time, as you are having this conversation, exploring your powers and deciding what to do, so you're slowly climbing the access ramp up and out. It's about more or less the time where you actually exit out and see the just first stars of night starting to appear as you exit out of the mountain, the gray rise, and into the fresh era of Asha Mining Corporation town. And as you come out of the mine and start to exit, you pass that front desk, and Terrence is not there. It is not his shift anymore. Instead, you see a what looks to be a rather young dwarf girl with just curly blonde hair going everywhere over her. Hi? This is
Hello there.
Shift. Did you get lost down there? What shift are you from?
Ooh, what shift are we not from?
This one.
Hey, yeah, I mean, you said it. We got a bit lost down there.
Peter.
Okay. Yes.
Is there like a shift supervisor I might have met?
Your dealings were mostly in the manor with the business end of things. You wouldn't have had
one of like the business people then, like a moderately mid-level person.
Yeah, you would have come across a few of them.
Well, as we approach, I suddenly have taken the face of that person, and I say to her, "It is I, Mr. Smythe. I had special business with these three. Do not bother us."
Oh, okay, Mr. Smythe. Have they already been paid out for the shift?
No.
Oh, okay. And what shift are you from? First, second, third? It's currently second. You're part of first shift.
First shift.
Cool.
First, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me get the logbook for that. She kind of, her little front desk area that kind of watches over the entrance and exit so that they can track the comings and goings. She takes out some keys and unlocks a drawer beneath her and pulls it out. Sets down a big, thick logbook, kind of flips through it. And your names, please.
Henry Kinnevar. By the way, Terry can be a bit of a difficult person to work with, so you know that like 5 minutes late or whatever he's from down there, that's kind of a lie. He doesn't like me. Can we do something about that?
Well, I'm not surprised he is an ass, but no, I can't do anything about that.
That's all right, Shane.
Now, Henry Kinnevar, and you? Looks over at the other two of you as well.
Echo.
And you, ma'am?
Abby, I guess.
Abby? Okay. I see here. Oh, you must have really gotten distracted down there.
Oh, not distracted. We were just. I had to do something else. Remember what I said? And do not be
yes, of
surprised if they are maybe a little absent in the next 48 hours as well. I'll square it all with everybody. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll just make a note here for Terrence.
Yes, thank you.
So I will mark you as out for the day then, and the time. appears you didn't actually pull that much. That would just be 3 copper each today, I'm afraid.
That's fine, thank you.
Better than nothing.
Yes.
Better than what Terry would give us, I believe.
Peter,
That's, yes.
would I know anything about the value of the paragite?
You would know that it's valuable. Based off
Okay.
of the rumors of other miners and how they speak, there's a lot of... You're not sure about the veracity of them, but there's a lot of tall tales of, if you find even just a shard of it, can wipe out your debt and you can get a better house, and like it's supposedly quite valuable.
Wow.
But
And
there's never actually
isn't-
a value put to it.
Is it
Sorry.
Is it more like can I do anything with it? Is it like currency, or is there like is it
Not-
tradable really,
Not that
or
you're aware of.
Hmm.
You do know that Winnie at the company store does occasionally trade for interesting things, but that's more from a perspective of tinkering. She builds stuff, sometimes on order.
I can't remember last time when we found the paragite. Did we agree that we're going to keep it, or did we agree on anything?
You agreed
We-
that you
we
wouldn't
were-
hand it in yet.
Yeah, we were trying to find out what we would get for it hypothetically, and if it can be like utilized in a good way.
Right.
I believe we wanted to ask Winnie.
Yeah.
And also maybe that we could turn it in when Terry is in a bit of a better mood, if that ever happens. But I'm also gonna ask her. So, would it be possible to switch shifts? I find you much more agreeable than Terrence.
Well, that's not a high bar to clear, but thank you. I'm not the person to ask about that. Sorry.
You know who I talked to about that?
Yes, Miss Kane. Kind of oversees the shift work. She works in this office, but during first shift.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, this Terry, whatever his name is, he's really a son of a,
Yes.
you know.
Yes, he is.
No wonder there's already talks of a union.
I wouldn't say that too loudly. You seem nice enough. And I don't know you. Terrence doesn't like you, which makes me like you slightly better. I wouldn't say that too loudly.
Maintaining my disguise at the moment as one of the business people, it'd be like, Ebby, I thought I could trust you. Don't start talking about pitiful unions around me. Gah, those are bad days.
I'm just repeating what I hear people saying coming in and out of the mines.
Well,
People-
I wouldn't.
It's word on the street.
While they're kind of making a little bit of a hubbub, like, I kind of take her on the side a little bit. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this union thing, would you?
God, no. I could lose my job just for talking about it.
Right. Sorry I mentioned it.
Why would I? I think you should all leave now.
We're on
And
it.
just maybe switch to third shift instead of mine if you want to switch shifts.
Come on, you lot. Stop messing around. Let's get out of here.
All right. Later.
Bye.
I give her a little wink when I leave. Not a flirty
She-
wink, more like a cheeky wink.
Yeah, she just kind of raises an eyebrow and shakes her head, and just kind of the mess of blonde curls just.
I see her facial expression and I just laugh.
All right, making friends where we go, eh?
Something like that.
You head east southeast out of the mine proper and heading into town. Where would you like to go?
I have to pay a visit to my mother. She's probably worried why I haven't returned yet.
Okay.
I suppose this was kind of the question I was asking earlier. It's like, what time is it? Is it time we like went to bed, or is it?
The exact hour is hard to tell, but it's nightfall. So it's 7, 8.
We would probably be tired as hell after what.
Oh,
we've
you'd
been
be
through.
incredibly tired, especially those of you at 1, 2, 3 HP. You've been beat to hell.
Well, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind paying a visit to any kind of contact that I would normally talk about to things
Okay.
with.
So how about we meet up again tomorrow? About
Yep.
the start of the shift again? A little bit earlier maybe, so we can talk about the plan of the day and
Sounds like a good idea.
call it a night.
Sounds good.
I would probably try to get a head start and go to Winnie, see if the store is still open. Because, who goes to sleep at 7?
I do.
Yeah, are you saying that, or are you thinking that?
Yes.
Store, contact, rest.
Okay. So are you all staying together, or are you splitting up to do different things?
Yeah, I think we can do the store, pay the visit.
Okay.
Also, I would join. I'm not gonna
I guess so. I'm kind of like limping, but I would also join.
Okay. So
Yeah,
as
I mean-
the 4 of you approach the center of town, and kind of this large, almost warehouse-looking building that you know as the company store, one of the few places to, legally anyways, procure everything from food to clothing to bedding to dynamite to mining equipment. This is the place to go. And as you enter, it's quiet at this time. The second shift workers are already at their jobs. Most of the first shift has done what they needed here and left by now. Those that stay home and out of the mines have already well come and gone. So it's sparsely populated, but there's a few people around, picking over the last of the day's produce, looking through the different racks of equipment and supplies. And there, as always, going through a book, you're not sure what, at the front counter is the Nobold, Winnie. And as she looks up at you, her kind of kobold-influenced, red, almost scaly skin just almost turns a slightly brighter shade of red. Her odd, rounded, and almost dog-like features with the mix between gnome and kobold, giving you a smile as you come in. Oh, welcome in. Oh my God, you look like shit. What happened to you?
It's been a rough day, and I just hold my ribcage.
I can tell. Do you need a first aid kit? We have some over here. And she kind of hops off of whatever crate she was standing on to look over the counter and kind of does this little jog. And all you see is her kind of pointed little ears sticking over the counter as she jogs over to another part of the counter and jumps up again and just starts pulling medical supplies out from a shelf and sets them on the counter. Here.
Thank you. That would be great, actually.
Of course. What? Was there an accident?
Long story.
Actually, yes. So now
Duh.
actually, I look a little bit like Henry in what I imagine him looking like, in kind of someone who looks like they've been down the mines for some time, like dirty face, bit scarred, stubbly, and yeah. We had a terrible. There was a bit of the shaft collapsed. It wasn't.
A bit of a. I didn't hear anything about that. Is everyone okay?
It wasn't like deadly. It just hurt us and slowed us down and made us filthy, and we're sore and we're aching, and yeah, it was a terrible.
You know,
shift.
when they blow up the tunnel sometimes, you know.
Yeah,
Of course, but
the conditions down there are getting terrible. God,
Yeah,
I
getting-
know we should do something about it, shouldn't we?
I
I can
pull
offer
out.
you equipment. That's about all I can do.
Yeah, thanks.
I'd like to rustle through the pockets of my jacket, and I find a few half-bitten like granola bars. which is my way of saying I cast Good Berry.
I love it.
And I have a bite, and everybody can have a bite of it.
Okay,
Oh.
that's
Nice.
one
How many-
HP back to all of you.
How many bites? Because you're yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's tasty.
And you feel quite nourished now as well.
Like lemba spread.
Pretty
Nice.
much. How many berries can I make?
It should say on the spell. I'm not entirely sure. I think
10.
it's like
Right? 10 bites. 10
Um,
bites.
10 bites. Sure.
3 each.
No. I must advise you not to overeat on those. After 2, you feel like you want to puke. So 1 bite per day is quite.
And when he's watching this interactions, I haven't seen those before. That's fascinating. You say 1 bite can fill you up. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be really useful to sell here.
Oh, indeed.
Perhaps
How
share
much
the
would-
recipe.
I give her a look like, don't mess this up for us.
I don't quite know how to make them.
Oh. Okay. Well, if
I
you
mean-
figure out how to,
I mean,
we'll gladly buy
the
some.
recipe as such is not that hard. You just have to put some, how to say this, love into it?
Put some
You know how it is when you have family recipe and all that. She can be a bit iffy about that.
Well,
I mean, I could sell you 1 or 2, and you can try to figure it out.
deal.
You think that's a good idea?
Nope. I said deal.
Maybe.
Why wouldn't it be a good
Just do
idea?
one for them. And Winnie is fascinated by this. She sees something new and useful, and she wants to figure it out.
I don't know.
5 gold
Guys,
pieces a bar.
Go pieces of bar, and you have 2 bars. That's a little steep. Let's see here. I'll buy 1 bar from you for 2 gold pieces.
3.
Make a persuasion check.
Hey, this is my stuff. Why are you haggling for it?
10. 2.
10 plus. Hang on.
10 plus 1. 11. Nope.
Slowly backwards. I slowly just back out and.
Okay. She's
How
looking
about-
at you.
how about,
Despite what some people think, I actually don't make a lot of my own money, and this would be out of that. So, sorry.
If I don't have that much use of money. Do you have any information to trade, maybe?
And she kind of gives you a very cautious look.
We
What information?
we heard of we've heard of a union, and we are interested.
She almost relaxes. It's like, dear, it's only minors here, and it's quiet. Best not speak too loud, but we should be okay. Yes, let's discuss this deal in further. And she hops off of her little crate that she stands on. As you look over, there's just a series of crates behind the counter, so she can like hop up to any portion of it that she needs to. And as she goes, she just kind of, you see this hand stick up from behind the counter and just wave you over to follow her. And she takes a moment, hops back up where she started, grabs whatever book she had, and goes into a back room.
Information is indeed much more valuable.
I said to
Shall
Henry in his head,
Shall I maybe,
what do you mean?
Great when two
Who
people
wants to
ask
talk
each other
first?
a question at the same time.
I don't quite understand why we're having so really weird issues with talking over each other today.
Yeah, the delay is not helping.
Winnie, I was going to say was, Winnie, shall I maybe lock the door behind us so we're not disturbed?
No, I believe that would be slightly more suspicious. We'll be fist. Don't
Okay,
worry.
fine. I won't. Fine.
And she looks over at a dragonborn that is on the far side of the shop. Charlie, can you watch the shop for a moment? We have a deal to work out. And Charlie just kind of rolls his eyes. Winnie's very well known for doing this sort of thing. Again, she's a tinkerer at heart, and the whole camp knows it. So she's constantly making deals for oddities that people have found, procured, made, whatever. So the big blue dragonborn just kind of rolls their eyes and goes back to helping somebody in the back corner of the shop. Do you follow her? Or
By the way, I keep one of these good granolas for my mother, or two actually. I eat one.
How many were you given?
I think
Two.
3, right? 3 for each. Or how was it?
Two.
Person that
two.
made them, how many were you given?
1 each.
1 each.
Okay. Never mind. I ate that one already.
Okay.
And the reason being is that I have some for tomorrow and don't have to use a spell slot, and I can still use them.
All right.
Okay. So as the four of you kind of make your way behind the counter and into a back office isn't quite the right word for Winnie's work area. There's a small corner that is what you would expect from the manager and clerk of a large store that is just stacked with ledger books and papers and old filing cabinets filled to the brim. The entire rest of the room, and it's a whole wall down one end, a good 15, 20 feet, is a workbench that is perfectly nobled height. And little hand tools all the way across it. And it looks almost like junk that's been pieced together. If you've seen like junk art where it's trash that's like welded together at weird angles, there's several pieces of what looks like that here and there over the bench. And as Winnie goes in, you kind of follow her in her yellow flower sundress. It kind of flows around the corner, following the red scaly skin as an odd little juxtaposition that is Winnie. You take in this personality made manifest as she hops up onto a small work stool next to her bench. So, what information are you seeking exactly? And how much of your secrets are you willing to trade for it?
Oh, I thought we give you the granola bar, but I don't know. I don't have any secrets.
Well, that's possible to trade. I'm sure I can have some fun trying to reverse engineer it. But let's see here. What do you want precisely?
Guys,
Well, as we said, the conditions down there are getting too perilous. It's time someone fought back against the evil, money-grabbing masters. And we heard rumors, and we'd like to know more. That is all.
And she is eyeing the granola bars. Okay, the secrets that you're asking for are dangerous. I officially know nothing. Of course. I'm employed by the company, just like you all, and that can be taken away rather quickly. So, officially, I know very little. But everybody comes through the store. What specifically do you want to know?
we would like to know who is talking about these things and who's like talking about them more than just words, you know? Who's organizing this union? How do we join?
For sure. But, and she's peeking at the granola, and you can see as she's talking, she's doing calculations in her head as well, like trying to visually see what ingredients she can see in the granola bar and how those might be so filling for just one of them, and also doing some cost calculations. Like, her mind is not completely in this conversation. There's a woman named Olivier Sikorova, I believe. Her and her mining team, they work second shift. Every time they come in, there seems to be a hush that follows them, as if they might be keeping some secrets. Speaking of secrets.
Oh yes, here, please.
Thank you. She takes one of the granola bars and just spins around on her stool and sets it down on the work table in front of her, and takes a knife off of the rack of tools in front of her and almost surgically starts cutting it in half. Just, you all don't exist to her at the moment. She pulls out a pad of paper and starts writing down things, density, starts sniffing it. You see her write like sugar, question mark. She is in full-on investigation mode at the moment.
I turn to Henry and I ask him if he's ever heard of Olivia.
Yeah, I'm kind of outside.
Yeah, he didn't
Are
come
you
in.
outside? Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
kind of
okay,
left
okay.
when I thought they were trying to swindle Winnie. Because I didn't want any part of that.
Right,
Any of
understand.
us, has any of us heard of Olivia?
Oh, you went outside.
Yeah,
I, I thought you were kind of trying to pull one over on Winnie, and I didn't like that. So I kind of... Okay, I have nothing to do with this. I'm leaving. Huh? I'm
we
right
didn't
outside.
swindle anything.
Either way, he's not here right now to discuss it with you all.
I just thought you tried to sell her some hocus pocus stuff for a lot of gold. That's why I kind of...
I didn't. She wanted to buy something.
You are not in the
Doesn't
same
matter.
room to have this conversation.
Stop having a metaphysical argument you can't be having.
You hear a voice come into your head.
No, you don't.
Have any of us heard of Olivia? I don't think so.
And almost just over her shoulder, without looking up, a tall woman, red hair.
Would I've met her or seen her before? Because I mean,
You might have seen her in Crossing, because again, she's the shift after you. So you might have
Right.
seen her coming in as you were leaving.
So she is currently in the mines.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't ever heard her name, but there is this tall, red-haired woman that I've seen who works in the shift after us.
The team's with another woman, a tiefling, and a half-elf, I believe. And as she's saying that, you hear this little bit of crunch, and she's bitten into just the tiniest corner of one of the granola bars. Cardamom? Did you put cardamom in this? How did you get cardamom?
Quite the palate.
I turn to the two others and I tell them that we should probably talk to Henry. He might know more about Olivia.
Good idea. But I wanna ask Winnie as well what Paraguide might be worth to her.
Good
And
question.
Then we can go.
As you say the word Paraguay, she is like... She was focused, but now she is frozen. Slowly turns. And you just see her, like, nobled, kind of half floppy ears. Do you have Paraguay?
I sort of like shrug my head and look at my feet. Like, hypothetically speaking, what if we had Paraguide?
Then, hypothetically speaking, I may have heard where Olivier meets with her people. naturally, this is all hypothetical. I'm just an employee of Asha that wishes to not get their attention more than necessary. But if you have Paragite, and you watch her, and she's staring at you, but every once in a while, her eyes flick to all of her different, like, half-built contraptions on the table. And again, you see the mental calculations of, oh, I could use it in this. I might be able to use it in this. I wonder what the properties of that would be.
Maybe we have Paragite, but we need to decide what to do with it. Because it's also worth a lot of gold, and gold to some of us means a lot. So, I mean, could trade you another granola bar for it.
So,
for the secret.
I'm okay with examining this one. And
Well,
she's almost
you already
forgotten
cut
about
it in
right
half.
now.
It lost its power, so.
Well, then I can buy another one from you later. But now, though, about that Paragite. The things I could do with that. What do you want for it? I can't give you a lot of gold. Like I said, this has to come out of my pocket. And they do actually check my books on occasion, so I can't adjust them too much, but I might be able to do something to help there.
And I like shake my head and I'm like, come on, Winnie, regardless of the Paragite, can you just tell us where they meet? We've been friends for years.
You've been here for less than a year.
No, I haven't. I've been there for longer than a year.
We can
Either
roll together.
way.
Anyway, pleasant day.
I tell you what, Winnie. How about instead, maybe if we tell you where you can find some, you tell us where we can find something.
And there's this look that goes over her eyes for a moment. It's like the old Christmas movies when the child walks by the brightly colored toy store and they just get the as she goes through the endless supply of Paragite. That's only useful. It's only really useful for me if it's somewhere outside of the mine. I can't. Which means it's in the mine.
Well,
Hey, listen.
some of it ends up here.
I say to Shah in his head, anyway, we need to talk to Henry before we do anything because it's his stone too. And it's not yours, so.
I wasn't trying to trade the stone. I was trying to trade where she could
Hey
find
guys,
stone.
what's taking so long? What are you doing in here?
Henry's just outside.
Doesn't take
Actually,
that long.
while I'm outside, I'm just gonna look around, see if I see
Wait,
anything.
how about this? Echo. We have been friends, not for years, but sometime.
Mhm.
You have quite the debt in my book. What if a zero disappeared from that?
Okay. And what do you want for that? Do you want the Paragite?
And you just see like this shimmer in her eye. Yes, please.
How much debt are we talking about? Like this is an extra debt, right? This is the debt that I owe her, or is that like the overall debt?
This is mostly just the debt that you owe her.
Right.
But because your pay has been consistently docked to pay for your family's debt to the mine, that was bought out for story reasons, you've never really had money to buy anything here.
Right. So basically, all of what I bought was put on my tab,
Yep.
so to
So
say.
a year's worth of living supplies, like half the cost of that, has been written down in debt to the company store.
So obviously, I'm very tempted by this, but then I think about the mission, and I'm more interested in the rendezvous spot of the Union. I don't think so, Winnie. I would prefer the information.
And you just see her ears just kind of. Okay. And there's this like adorable whimper as she's just imagining Paragite and getting to experiment with Paragite and watching it slip away. What do you want?
I get
tell
it
me
out
what
of
you
my
want. If it's
pocket.
mine to give, I'll give it.
I get it out of my pocket and I look and I throw it up and down and I just put it back in the pocket and I was like, well, we'll see you later.
Wait!
You're so mean to Winnie.
No, like I really want to leave because I cannot make any decision without consulting Henry. He's outside. I need to at least get him to come in.
Why don't we just get him in and then it's solved?
Yeah, but it also strengthens our negotiation position doing this because as we are leaving, she wants something.
Okay.
She might get more
You have
desperate.
your own scheme that I don't really understand, so you just...
Wait. 5 gold? 10 gold. I don't have any more than 10 gold. 10 gold.
10 gold and the meeting point.
Seriously though, I'm slowly starting to walk into the shop again because
As before we make any deals, we should consult with Henry. It's his paraguide too.
Oh,
That's
right.
what I've been saying.
what? Did I hear my name? Guys, what are you doing there?
And hearing your voice, you just see this flash of red and yellow as Winnie runs out and jumps onto one of the crates. You, office! No, please! No, pretty please!
What have you done, guys? They're not bothering you, are they, Winnie?
And even
She's all hot for this stone
and even Charlie
knows
in the
what we
back,
wanna
they
know.
can't really hear anything, kind of looks over at this and arcs his like dragon lizard eyebrow, decides it's not his problem and goes back to what he was doing.
Right then, what's going on, guys?
Well, we were thinking of trading the paraguide for a little money and some information. What do you think? Winnie might know where the Union meets, and she's willing to pay for it on top.
Before we talk about that, Henry, do you know anything about Olivia? This tall, like red-haired woman. She works, the shift after hours.
You would. She is fairly well known and fairly well liked. She's known for being intelligent. She's known for being friendly. There are occasionally social functions in the mine, usually at the company store, with like clear out the racks and have a band, which is essentially other miners that happen to have instruments, and have dances and social functions, potlucks, things like that. And you've seen her a few times there. Probably haven't directly interacted with her much.
Olivia, yeah. I mean, I don't know her, but she's great, yeah. She's kind of a celebrity down here, if you want to say, that's how I want to put it.
I guess we could just talk to Olivia. I guess she will, put faith in us and tell us the meeting point of the Union if we, show her that we're interested in joining. Maybe we don't even have to trade the paraguide. Sorry, Winnie.
True. Well,
I mean,
You're beautiful.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know how much it is worth, but I'd rather give it to Winnie than to Terrence.
oh yeah,
True. That's true.
you mean Terry, right?
Terry. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd probably give us like 50 silver or something.
If he would give us anything at all, to be honest.
Could be.
Sure.
I don't know. And Winnie, she seems nice.
Yeah, she's
Pete-
nice.
Pete, who was the person I should talk to if I wanted to switch my shift?
Miss Kane.
Miss Kane.
Mhm.
Right. Do I know Kane, Miss Kane?
She works above the level of the miner, so you wouldn't have had any interaction with her.
Because I don't know if she's like agreeable or if she's like Terry or something like that.
Mm-mm. She's an admin person.
Winnie, do you perhaps know how I could get an audience, so to speak, with Miss Kane?
Oh, yes, she's nice enough. Comes in here on occasion. Let's see here. When she does come in, chocolate. She always buys some chocolates.
Oh. All right. How much would that chocolate cost?
Oh, the ones that she gets are some of the nicer ones. A lot of people get them as gifts. You see, it's
Gulp.
not- so this is the smallest box of the kind that she gets. It's usually 5 silver.
So how about that? Chocolate, some depth from Echo's tab, and the gold you can
Could
fork
not
over.
discuss
And
that one out in the open.
I thought he left. I thought we are the only ones here.
You're still in the shop, so there are people around. They're just not. Make a perception check, please.
I thought we went. I thought we went
I thought
to
so
the
too.
back.
Oh, okay.
The rear.
Yeah, it wasn't stated, but yeah, for the purposes, we can say that you all went back to the back again.
Okay, sweet.
That's fine. So perception check not needed.
Okay.
Let me guess, it was like a nat 20 or something.
No.
11. Anyways. Okay. So the paraguide for chocolates and a little bit of your debt disappearing. Yes?
And the
And
meeting
the gold,
point.
of course.
And the gold.
The meeting point we might not know, might not need because
Right, true.
Henry knows her, and they all meet here anyways. But the meeting, the union meeting as such, and that place would probably be a good idea.
It's good to have all the information we can get, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Definitely.
That'd be more convenient.
Yeah. And I feel like the debt, if we play this right, it's not going to be an issue anyway in the future.
Let's hope so.
Well, if not, we're going to be screwed either way, eh?
True.
I mean, it's basically just the gold and the information. We can buy a lot of chocolate with that gold, and the debt will be written off.
The
rather
chocolate's
quickly
not for
with-
me. I was trying to get in the good graces of Miss Kane, you know?
Yeah, I thought you want to give her the chocolates. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you see her eyes continuing to flick back to the pocket where you put the paraguide into.
I think I'm keeping an eye on her eyes.
Oh, definitely. She is not being subtle. Like,
Yeah. I'd probably throw her a look of like, don't even try.
you don't get the sense that she's going to try and steal it, but
Yeah.
she knows what she wants, and that is things to play with and experiment with and engineer with. And this
Okay.
is the holy grail of things to tinker with as far as she's concerned. So
So, guys, what do you think? A nice
just
box of
tell me what you
chocolates
want.
and some money for the paraguide? I don't think we could really sell it to anyone else other than Terry, and I don't think that's
We don't. Wait, I thought we want the information. It
Right.
wasn't what you said. Just
Yeah, I mean, I was kind
Oh,
of trying
for the love of God!
to. Wait.
Stop! 9
Okay.
gold. Box of chocolates. And I may suggest that you, I don't know, hang out over near one of the abandoned blacksmith shops on the south end of town. I don't know. Anytime after second shift.
That sounds like good information, doesn't it, guys?
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you very
How much gold did you say it was?
9, I think.
I know.
That's a good deal, don't you agree, Abby?
No, I don't think so. I'm just kidding. Here's your. I give her the paragraph.
I'm sorry, Winnie. Yeah,
Thank you.
was suggested.
And she takes it and she almost reverently pulls out a small padded box from over in the corner. And whatever was in there, little bits and bobs, and you see some shiny, interesting stones and just unique pieces. She just tosses behind her and just very gently places the paragite in this little padded box, closes it,
Oh.
and almost pets it for a second.
All right. Well, now we've been in this store for about 3 hours.
Not that long.
Suspicious at all.
More time in the store than in the mines.
It's not been that long, and again, Charlie, the other storekeep that's working at the moment, is very used to Winnie getting sidetracked and disappearing into her tinker shop for a while. She kind of sets it aside, unlocks a drawer near her store manager's desk, pulls out a small bag, and you can, Ebby, with your passive, you notice pulls out most of the contents of it. And pays you 9 gold.
I give Echo and Henry 3 each of that.
Thank you, Abby.
Thank you. I should always sell my paragite here. What have I been doing all my life?
You've found more before?
I mean, no?
Yes. If you find more, sell it here.
You have a
I
deal.
don't have any money. I'm kidding.
Now, you have things to do, I'm sure. And her eyes start darting back towards her box where she just put the paragite.
Let's leave her in peace.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you, Winnie.
Thanks,
Good to
Winnie.
Good to see you
See
too.
you
And she
later.
kind of waves over her shoulder as she spins around and just kind of slowly slides the box over before you guys head out.
I would like to go and find my benefactor. I'm
Okay.
sure they normally hang out in some kind of dining room, and just tell them what we're up to.
There, you.
Basically, that's all.
So the way that you've been communicating with your benefactor is less of a you go talk to them.
Ah, okay. Leave a note or something. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Your previous cover, working as the gardener in the Asha Manor, every once in a while would just a note would kind of appear within the one of the sheds where the gardening tools were kept. And if you wanted to communicate out, you would leave a note in a similar space.
Well, I head back over there. It's probably a good time. That's probably where I'm staying anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. So-
You would have a bed in the servants' quarters of Asha Manor.
So I mean, we're going back to recuperate. It's probably time I put in an appearance because God knows where I've been the past few hours anyway. And I'll leave a note
Peter?
on the way.
Yes.
Time-wise, after the second shift, when they meet, it's still a while until that happens, right?
It would be roughly about 5 hours.
Okay.
Until second
Till the
shift is
se-
over.
It's over, right? I think the most realistic and reasonable thing for Echo to do would be to go home straight away and just crash and tend his wounds and like recover.
Yeah, do the stuff tomorrow that we have to
So
do.
where are you all headed? What is your plan?
Back to the manor, leave the note, put in an appearance, rest for a few hours.
What note are you leaving? What does it say?
In probably in Thieves' Cant or whatever language we use. Like
It's a variation of Thieves' Cant, but yes.
Yeah, we've fallen in with a group of miners who seem solid. We have been strangely commissioned by Asher himself. Yeah, go figure. To track down the head of the union. Have a lead. We'll follow up. Tell me what you think we should do once we find this person.
Okay. With that, are you all headed to your various homes and beds?
I'm actually gonna do a quick jump back into the shop and buy some fancy food. I'm gonna splurge a little bit. Buy some good food for Mother.
Winnie is not there.
But the other one, right?
The Charlie is there. The big blue dragonborn is there.
Yeah.
And you, every once in a while, you just hear a soft ting, ting from the back of where Winnie's tinker shop is.
I make 10 more granola bars before I go to bed.
Okay.
How much would that cost me to get some nice fruit?
Are you getting like a nice wide variety of it, or just one or two pieces, or?
Yeah, it depends on how much it costs. Like
for a silver, you could get 4 or 5 nice pieces of fresh fruit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, produce is a little expensive, but you can get that for a silver.
I'm celebrating, kind of.
Yeah, and you're also in the middle of a mountain. It's hard to get that stuff here.
Yeah.
So you go home, fresh fruit in hand, to the row house that you share with a couple other mining families. And as you walk in, you see your mother, Tilda, sitting in a chair by the fireplace. And as you walk in, Henry, where have you been?
Hey, Mom. Yeah. There was, like a little bit of a cave-in.
There was a what?
It was no big deal. We got out fine. Everybody's fine. Echo is fine. I'm fine. It just took us a little bit, to get out of there. But I brought some fruit.
Your mother's not a stupid person. And she's been in this town long enough and has learned to be wary enough that she just gives you a look for a moment that lets you know that she's aware you're not telling her the whole story.
Mom,
I'm just glad you're safe. I'm just glad you're safe. Now, shouldn't let this fruit go to waste now, should we?
Yes. I'll tell you everything when I can.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult.
And you see her eyes dart to the couple other people that share this row house with you. Later, yes.
All right. I need to sleep as well.
I can tell. Come, sit by the fire. And the two of you sit, have a nice little late evening snack of, what's your favorite fruit? What did you pick up?
Oh, I mean, it's very tropical what my favorite food is, but...
That's fine.
Some mangoes, some pineapple.
Okay, yeah. For a silver, you got a pineapple, very small one, and 2 mangoes, one for each of you.
Yeah, sounds good.
These are rare in this, and you see some of the other miners in the row house just kind of give you a look of jealousy, and a couple others just kind of... It's a good chance most of the people in this house have never tasted one of those before.
Would I have enough to give them a slice or something like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Pineapples are big, yo.
Yeah,
Even small ones.
I'll hand out a few pieces. You know how it goes, guys. I got lucky. I found some paraguay today.
You found some paragot today?
A small little rock.
I've been
Tiny.
digging for years and I never found no. And this whole conversation and the tall tales that workmen tell each other of, I swear I saw one and a rock fell on top of it or whatever else. And I heard my granddad years ago found one. I swear the piece was this big, and the usual tales around that.
Yeah.
So, anything else anyone would like to do this evening?
I just wanted to clarify. So, are we like getting up in 5 hours to go to this meeting, or are we doing that tomorrow?
That's up to you guys.
I thought we were gonna do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Like maybe do a bit of recon during the first shift and then second shift or something like that.
Okay.
Actually, when did you say
The second shift.
we should talk to Miss Kane?
Oh, sorry.
She works first shift. Most of the office type workers are there first shift during the day, which is 8 to 4 when you guys are in the mine usually.
So first shift is when she's there.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I'll make sure to talk to her in the morning first thing, and then we should
And
see.
when you said the union workers and Olivia, they only they meet there after the second shift, right?
Correct.
Okay.
What you would know would be roughly midnight.
Midnight. Okay.
Ooh.
The way the shifts work is 8 to 4, 4 to midnight, midnight to 8.
Yeah. I guess it's not realistic for me to set the alarm and then wake up in the middle of the night.
And
go
by the
there.
time you've gone
Yeah.
to the company store and taken
Yeah.
care of everything there and gone home, it's not 7, it's closer to 8:39 anyways.
Right. Right. No. So I just take a shower, tend to my wounds, and then hit the hay.
Okay. So, if there's nothing else, we'll go to the following morning. You will have a long rest, if somewhat uneasy for some of you. For Abby, you get this odd sensation every once in a while you're sleeping, that there's something warm and fuzzy that's just kind of snuggling up next to you. At one point during the night, you kind of half awake and nothing there. Echo. Do you usually remember your dreams?
Yes, I'm a very vivid dreamer.
Your dreams, which for the stoic Echo is usually simply family and memories with them, are filled with violence. They're filled with hunting and tearing, the feel of warm blood. Henry, do you usually remember your dreams?
I would imagine from the few fantasy books I found and read, I would be dreaming a lot of dragons.
So Henry kind of always had in fantasy and stories. You dream of riding the back of this. Wait, you feel in the dream it is a giant light violet dragon and just the joy of sailing through the air on its back and the complete and utter freedom that comes from flight. And then the whistle blows, waking you all, signaling the start of a new day.
I take my time. Terry can blow me.
Wait, Luke, are you playing somebody with a 9-to-5 job that is into Dungeons and Dragons and plays tabletop RPGs in the mind?
A little bit.
I'm just really, I have a few fantasy books that I keep reading over and over again that I got from my dad back in the while ago, and I'm just really into dragons. I always want to see a dragon.
Then how do you react to the Dragonborn?
I'm used to him by now. He's definitely.
I will say your few interactions with him. The first time you met him might have been a bit of a, because Dragonborn are rare. They're not. Yeah. They're seeing their stories of them. They're fairly rare. Charlie's a particular dull Dragonborn. You quickly discovered his idea of excitement is figuring out where 1 copper went wrong in his ledger.
I mean, I always look at him with a little bit bigger eyes just because of what he looks like. But other than that, he's not what I would imagine a dragon should look like.
So, a new day. What are you all doing? Where are you meeting? What are you doing?
Well, it's towards the end of the day, yeah?
It is now the start of a day. You all slept through the night?
No, but when we want to meet to go to this thing,
yes.
It's towards the end of the day, yeah?
So it is just before 8, the warning whistle for first shift has just gone off, signaling that that shift needs to start moving towards the mine. The meeting time that you were given by Winnie is end of second shift. So it's 16 hours from now.
Okay. Well, I think I probably work first shift because I work in the house. So I probably do my work. It's probably a good job for eavesdropping on people if there haven't been any people to eavesdrop on.
So you're a gardener and groundskeeper. There are lots of windows in this building, in this complex. It's a show of wealth, especially out here in the mountains. And you do have a tendency to try and eavesdrop through those windows sometime, especially the west side of the building where most of the accountants and stuff work.
I think it's what I'm doing all the time.
Fucking noise.
The one thing that does annoy you, and as you're digging more into what's happening here, kind of pricks your brain as odd, is there's a patio on the east side of the house. So kind of the more living quarters are more entertaining, kitchen, dining area, things like that. That has an overgrown garden around it that you are not allowed to touch. But you do your job.
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me, please. 21. Wow. There's nothing unusual, though you do catch whispers from some of the more low-level people, just gossip, talking about hearing that there was some sort of cave-in. I didn't hear about a cave-in. Things like that. The one thing that does catch your attention, though, is as you are under the window of, or near the window of Asha, Nebe Asha, who is Domul's niece and also one of the main runners of this town, this industry. Go have someone check the logbooks. See if there's anything weird.
I hope I picked a suitably anonymous mid-level manager to masquerade as. Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, and I guess that towards the end of the shift, I go and put tools away and check if there's any correspondence.
Okay. And as you're putting the tools away, the note that you left last night is missing. There is no further note yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But you're
So,
spending your day there.
sorry.
Let's go to our miners.
Yeah. So as Echo hears the whistle,
Mhm.
just out of like habit, he wakes up like, really in an intense way, I guess, and thinks that he has to hurry to, go to the first shift. And then he remembers the events of last night, kind of realizes, okay, so I probably don't have to go, to the first shift. And I'm kind of happy and content about that. And instead of hurrying and doing like my usual morning ritual, I just take it easy, make some porridge, and start eating something.
You got it.
Right. And throughout the
Heavy.
shift, I just take some naps. And
Okay,
take it
so you
easy.
just nap through first
Yeah.
shift. Got it.
Yeah.
Ebby, are you doing anything this morning? You are roommates with Echo.
True.
I offer him another granola bar.
Okay.
Indeed, well,
I gladly accept, and I put it in the porridge, and I kind of like mix it all together.
I would think I was wondering if Abby got the voice at night again, calling out towards the mines, or if that stopped.
Stopped. Just
That's interesting.
That feel of something snuggling up against you.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
maybe the smallest hint of a very contented purring.
Interesting. I tried to create that flame again and some more of the nature magic that I seem to know now, and it tells me the weather, and I get up and I drink some tea, and then I would probably ask for the plan. Like, what are we gonna do, Echo?
Right. I guess we're gonna meet up tonight and check out the rendezvous spot near the blacksmith.
Yeah, but that's like a whole days from now.
That's true. Lots of time to spare. Maybe we should meet up with Henry and then go look for the other weird guy.
Yeah, I don't intend to go back into the mines today.
Same here. By the way,
Since
did
I just
anything
made 3 gold.
right? Did anything weird happen last night? I had the weirdest dreams.
Don't know. What do you mean with we? I don't dream, so.
Right. I usually have really vivid dreams, but they're peaceful and calm. And most of the time I'm just with my family. But last night I had the most brutal and gruesome nightmares that I've ever had. I woke up sweating and kind of out of breath, panting, and that's the first time that happened to me. Dreams of hunting and killing and tearing things apart.
Well, I'm no expert on dreams, since I never dreamed. I don't know if I mentioned it. But it seems as if you are describing sort of like how you behaved during that fight last night. And people say they are processing their past experiences in dreams. So maybe you just processed that.
Peter, one question. When we were in the mine, did I hear the crystal say vengeance, or
Yes,
was that...
You don't know precisely that it was the crystal? You
Right.
just heard a voice.
Right. Yeah, that's true. There might be a connection to what happened last night. It would seem odd if there was no connection. I also heard the word vengeance as I held the crystal in my hand for the first time. I don't know what that's about, but it all fits together. Did you hear anything weird when you held the crystal?
Nothing that you described. Just heard a cat's purr.
That's kind of cute.
Isn't it? Maybe it's all nothing, and just you might be allergic to the granola bars. Who knows?
It's possible. Even though they tasted great, And I feel good.
Oh no, wait.
And with that, Henry, what you doing?
I would probably, eat if there's anything left of the fruit, eat that for breakfast, and then
No. It's gone.
I would go over to the others and knock on the door.
Well,
So-
I open the door and I let Henry in.
Hey, how do you sleep, guys?
Had the weirdest night.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. A pretty nice dream, actually.
What happened in your dream? Mine were crazy.
Oh, it was not different from what I usually dream of. I was riding a huge purple dragon, but it was more intense,
Dear diary, it is weird in this country. Everybody's talking about their dreams.
Fair enough, maybe.
What is-
Anyway, guys, I thought we would go and pay a visit to that Kane lady. I have some chocolates here. Perhaps we could get some information out of her.
Right. And you also want to shift or change your shift, right?
Yeah, but that's more like a cover story. I kind of want to scope the place out a little bit, see if we can find somewhere for some, I don't know, trying to find some more info on like the head chief guys and stuff like that,
But it would make, I think Echo is onto something there. If we were in the same shift as the union, potential union leader, we might get to know her better, and we're on the same schedule. So
Sure, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so maybe we should actually try to change shifts.
All right.
it should not be hard to come up with a reason for that. I mean, Torrance is right there.
Let's see if Mrs. Kane is nicer than Terrence.
Well, she's not the shift person. What do they call what Terry is?
He is.
Supervisor or something.
Shit person.
Yeah, he's a shit person.
Supervisor.
Nice one.
Yeah, shift supervisor is the closest.
All right.
He's almost a glorified secretary.
Yeah, Kane is the shift supervisor, so to speak.
Kane is the administrative head of the mine itself, yes.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, then, yeah. No time like the present, eh?
Okay. As you all make your way up to the mine, it is now several hours past the start of first shift. It's
If
getting
I see
towards-
Terry, I wave to him. Hey-o.
And Terry just Terrence, with his wiry gray hair and beard. Okay, now you can't tell me that you're late.
What's up, Terrence?
There you go, Terrence. That's the right name. Thank you. Finally.
Oh,
Who's
I
Terrence?
said Clarence. So sorry, my microphone is not the best today.
And Terrence just gives you, his eyes just shoot daggers at you as he scribbles a note in his book. Why were you in the mine so late yesterday anyways? It doesn't excuse you being late this morning.
Doing overtime. We were like model workers, don't you think?
No.
Actually, we had some
Rhetorically,
important
wasn't it?
business. Actually, we had some important business with manager Smith? What was it again?
Smite.
Mr. Smith? Right.
Odd, I didn't see him coming yesterday.
Sure you didn't. Bit above your pay grade, eh?
Just check the logbook. It's all written in there.
To see that the three of you left in the middle of second shift and still barely managed to pull anything out.
That's actually why we've been there so long. We couldn't find anything, and then we gave up finally.
Well, I always knew you were shit miners. So signing in today finally then.
Yeah, whatever, mate.
Actually, we have off today. We have today off.
He looks at his book. No, you don't.
Well, doesn't make
Sure we
much
do.
difference, eh? Sign us in then, mate.
He marks the time, signs you all in. Good luck. And takes it, looks over at Evie. Maybe you'll find something this time, though I doubt it.
Well, one question real quick. Didn't Shah, when he like changed into the manager character, didn't he tell the shift manager from last night to know that we would have the next couple of days off or something? Or did I misunderstand that?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yes. Yes, you did, and I forgot.
Yes, theoretically, we could just take days off. We just wouldn't get paid.
Maybe
Right?
your passive perception is high enough. So we're gonna play this. So we're gonna play this. Ebby, your passive perception is high enough that when he made the remark about the day off, he did look at his book. And there was an extra beat before he responded saying, no, you don't.
I couldn't help but notice that your reading skills are not the best.
His writing skills, anyway.
And
It
he
says
just-
right there.
And he closes the book, as you says right there. I don't know what you mean. Now, whatever you need to do today, just go away and do it.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I kind of have like a satisfied grin on my face and then I turn away.
Yeah, we should go.
Glaring at all three of you.
I
We're
wink
headed.
at him, just for good measure. We're headed for Kane's office.
Okay. That's right behind Terrence.
Oh, nice.
So he's kind of at this almost outdoor post. So it's almost like his patio area where he works. It's kind of closed in from two sides, almost like a toll booth sort of thing, but bigger.
I follow the others and say, like, wait for me, guys. I want to file a complaint against Clarence as well.
Well, that's
Sure,
gonna
sure.
piss him off.
As you walk past him, he just kind of turns to look at you like, where are you going?
None of your
We're
business,
going-
Terry.
Minding our own business, like you said.
But who do you need to see there in the offices?
Not you. By now.
I already knocked at the door.
And as you knock at the door, a opens up, and you look down to see. Down to see a red-headed dwarf. And he's an odd-looking dwarf in that he has no beard. It's just short, red cropped hair.
It's a nudist dwarf.
It's Bobbert the Beardless.
Hi, may I help you?
Hello there. We have
Are you Miss Kane?
we have a delivery.
He
for-
shuts the door in your face as you say that.
Oh no.
Can I
Don't
try
say
to
that.
can I try to put my foot in there before he closes it? Like a
Sure, make a
Like
dexterity
insurance.
check for me, please.
like an insurance guy.
Yeah,
Master?
A dexterity check, right?
Yep. 7. You get your foot in the door, but not before he gets a good amount of force slamming it. Take 1 point of damage, please.
Oh,
As
Hang on.
he opens it again. Yes.
my foot. Mate, you have some force behind that, eh?
Uh-huh.
There's something important we would like to discuss with Miss Kane. We bring gifts. Well, a gift.
And he's just glaring at Abby right now.
Peter, I said I didn't say that in character.
Oh, well. Oops.
But no, I didn't. Okay.
What'd you bring?
I
Chocolates.
show him the box of chocolates.
Do you give it to him?
I'll just show it to him.
Give it to me. Wait here.
Okay.
Yeah. He takes it, closes the door, and you just hear this little from Terrence behind you.
I whisper to the guys, I hope I did the right thing here.
Hope so too.
And a minute passes. And 2 minutes pass. And the door opens again. And this time there is a plump, smiling, red-headed female dwarf. Hair kind of going in waves all down her back. Miss Kane? What can I do for you? Oh, please come in. Pardon me.
Thank you.
And as you come in, if any of you bother to turn around, you see Terrence staring at you, mouth open, like, what the fuck?
I definitely look around and I give him another wink.
And turns back to what he was doing.
I'll make sure to keep a good look and try to take in everything I can see around me.
And as you come in, it looks almost like the waiting area of a doctor's office. There's a long table that the dwarf you saw before, the male with the short red hair, is sitting behind working, and behind him you just see rows and rows and shelves of ledgers and books and files. And Miss Kane gestures you to follow her as she walks past it and into a back room where her office apparently is. And sits down in a basic but comfortable chair, very neatly arranged desk in front of her, and gestures for you to have a seat on this kind of little sofa across from her. Thank you for the chocolates. Not sure I know who you are, or what can I do for you?
That's Echo. This is Abby, and I'm Henry Kinnevar of Shift 1.
Kinnevar's. And
Yes.
your dad.
Yeah,
He's a good man.
thank you.
What can I do for you?
Well, we came to... Long story short, we were asking if we could switch shifts to the second one.
To second shift.
Yes, we have honestly a few disagreements with good Terrence outside, if you know what I
And
mean.
at this, you just get this barking laughter. That, I believe, is the most diplomatic anyone has ever been talking about interactions with Terrence.
Don't ask him about that.
No, I won't. He's an asshole. Everybody knows it. But he does his job well.
There's like a sigh of relief coming from Echo because he was quite tense because he didn't know if Mrs. Kane was like gonna be cool about it or not.
What, did you not think that anyone was aware that he was an asshole?
Yeah, he was giving us a hard time.
To be
Yeah.
fair, love, that's his job.
Well, yeah. Still, it would be greatly appreciated if we could move to the second shift.
That shouldn't be an issue. I'm a little surprised. Most people prefer first. They get to, see the sun a bit more and all.
It's gotten a bit stale, so we're trying to switch things up, as they say.
That should be able to be arranged. All three of you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Henry Kinnevar, Echo, and Abby. Echo and Abby, do you have last names?
Nope.
Nope.
That's fine. I'll have Robert take care of the paperwork. And I'll see you back here at 4.
Greatly
Thank
appreciated.
you, man.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Of course, of course.
As she gestures for you to take your exit.
It occurred to me that maybe I should join the second shift as well. As somebody.
So you all exit past Terrence. Doesn't even look up at you.
Bye, Terrence.
Just sighs deeply. And if there's
Yeah, I
nothing
wouldn't want to
else,
be, yeah.
we'll fast forward to second shift. As the whistle blows yet again at 3:30, signaling the current shift to start wrapping up their work and the second shift to get ready to start theirs. As you all get ready to join the new shift and search for Olivier, potential leader of the union that you've been asked to find and eliminate by Domolasha. As the three of you, and I'm assuming four of you,
I think it would be easier, wouldn't it? I'll find some hapless miner, sort of pay him a silver to take the day off, and go and pretend to be him for the shift.
Oh, this was going a different way. Find a hapless miner, kill him, and take his skin.
That's a little obvious. Lay low for the shift.
no judgment here. Yeah. Make an insight check, please. $19. Okay. The miner takes the silver, looks very confused for a while. I can be sick today. And wanders away.
Cool. I should have asked his name.
He would have given it to you as Isaac.
Isaac. Okay, I'll sign in as Isaac. And just hope he wasn't very good at handwriting.
So as the four of you find each other at the entrance to the mine at the start of the second shift, we will close out today's session and pick up here in 2 weeks. So that will be in, oh wow, we're already in August for that. Yes, we're already in August for that. Mental math. 18 plus 14. So we'll be back. Yeah, what is that? What? So we'll pick up in 2 weeks as you search for Olivier and go back into the mines once more on second shift. Thank you all very much for playing with us tonight, Luke, Chris, Alex, and Patrick. Thank you everybody watching with us, hanging out with us this evening. As always, thank you to Cameron Day, who wrote and produced, well, along with a bunch of other writers, produced Supers and Sorcery, the source book that this is from. Again, available on drivethrurpg.com. Go check it out there. And we will see you all in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.